I started rapping back in the early 90s. Started going to nightclubs, local nightclubs in New Orleans, and started rapping in those local nightclubs. And basically, the people gave me that name, Lil Slim, because I used to call myself MC Slim, but the people started calling me Lil Slim, so I just went with Lil Slim. When I say I'm the god off Apple and Eagle Street, I mean I'm the guy that started rapping from in my neighborhood. I always claim Apple and Eagle Street because Apple and Eagle Street is my set. That's where I'm from. And when I tell y'all I'm the god off Apple and Eagle Street, I mean that's just what I mean because I started this. Well, like I said, just going to local nightclubs. I used to perform with guys like Soldier Slim, UNLV, and that's how the name pretty much got built up by performing with those guys. This was in the early 90s when, you know, things was kind of, you know, you had to be a certain type of player in the streets to even be in the streets, you know. So it's a blessing for me right now to even be talking to you. I always loved music, man. I've been into music ever since LL dropped Dear Yvette, you know. I've always had a love and an affection for hip-hop. So eventually, I started going to my friend's house and I would make little demo tapes. And I would record, make little demo tapes, and I would bring the demo tapes back to my homies in the hood, let them check it out and see what they think. I had local influence, but I also had national influence, and like I told you, LL was one of my main influences. But you know, Snoop, Dr. Dre, you know, the whole Death Row era, you know, I was on that, you know. And if people listen to my music, they can see that I had pretty much of a West Coast feel to my early music, you know. And Manny Fresh, he was kind of catering to the West Coast sound. I did 3 projects. I was one of the first artists signed to Cash Money Records. And while signed to Cash Money Records, I dropped an album called The Game Is Cold. My next album was called The Powder Shop. And the last album that I did for Cash Money was called Thuggin' and Pluggin'. And all 3 of them were local classics. They thought I was gone, they must have thought I retired. One night I was rapping in a club, and you know, we had the club pretty much bouncing. And after everything was over, this guy approached me. Shout out to Ziggler Wiggler. Ziggler the Wiggler approached me, and he told me his homies was starting a record company. And he gave me Sugar Slim and Baby number. And once he gave me Sugar Slim and Baby number, I called Baby and I talked to him, and then we met. And then after we met up, you know, we started, you know, making music. To tell you the truth, I was rapping before I met Cash Money Records. And then, you know, I met Cash Money Records. We did what we did, you know, and then, you know, I went my own way. But to be honest with you, I wish I would have stayed doing my own thing, because I feel like the world, I feel like you would be familiar with me now if I wouldn't have signed with Cash Money Records, because I feel like that derailed me. Back in those days, you had a lot of artists. We had a variety of artists on the label, and just dealing with those guys, looking at things and seeing how people handle business. And once I figured out they was doing business the wrong way, I was already in a contract, you know? So I had to roll with it like that. And once I decided to make my move and leave away from it, I was still stuck in that contract. So I couldn't go outside the contract and record music. So that's how I feel that derailed me. Yeah, it was positive. It was a positive thing because I got my name out there. It allowed people to learn my music. Matter of fact, I was the first artist that Cash Money got a radio spin for at Q93. So it had a lot of positives to it, you know. The name of my first hit on Cash Money Records was called Bounce Slide Ride. And we recorded my first album, which was called The Game is Cold. We recorded that album in Baby's kitchen. That wasn't even a studio recorded album. We recorded that in the kitchen. Me, Baby, and Manny Fresh. I delivered 3 classic albums to him. I also introduced Baby to Juvenile. And I also brought Lil Wayne to Cash Money because Lil Wayne is out my neighborhood. And since I was already on the label, you know, some guys from the hood, they came, brought him to me, let him spit a little rap for me. And when he spit his rap for me, it stuck with me. And when that stuck with me, I told him, I said, come meet me and I'm gonna introduce you to Baby and Slim. And I'll let you handle business with these guys. Shout out to my homies Black Menace and Partners in Crime because they from Holly Grove and they was doing it too, you know. So we was like the only dudes from the hood that's doing this rap thing. Wayne heard about me, and you know the guys, they brought Wayne to me. His grandmother and my grandmother, they were neighbors, and basically me and him grew up as little kids together. So we been knew each other from little kids. Lil Wayne was about 11 years old to be exact. He was 11 years old when I introduced him to Baby and Slim. That happened at an autograph session that I was doing. And you know, I told him to come holler at me, but it wasn't something that I was really thinking about. You know, I was focused on, you know, doing what I was doing, and then here come Wayne. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "What's up, Slim? What's up?" And me, keeping it real, being the person that I am, I told Babe and them, I said, "Look, this my little homie from out the hood right here." I said, "Let him spit something for you," you know. So I told him to rap for Baby. He spit a rap for Baby, and then Baby gave him a business card.
There was a former artist on that label, Lil Slim, from my block, Apple and Eagle. Please believe it. Highly Grove 17 character to Grissom. His name is Lil Slim. That's still my nigga. He in Cali, and I heard he in Cali still rapping, so shout out to Slim doing this thing. Good day. But he heard me rap before on the block. And you know, he told me I'd tell Baby and Slim about you. You know, at that time, that was like the little hot thing to do. Put the little nigga on your album talking that gangster shit. And then I was talking my shit, so that's why niggas was like, you need to put him on your album. That little nigga writing his own shit. It was at a record store. Lil Slim was there, the artist, the dude. And he introduced me to Baby, and I spit for Baby, and you know, nigga gave me a card, and I ain't never stopped calling the number on that motherfucker.
I do thuggin' and pluggin' music. They say I'm under pressure with niggas. This how I do this. Lil Slim, Jockey, Morphine, I used to keep them 5 for 20 with that Mac all day. And I was running in that third where them boys don't play. On air, hard and Galveston, screaming.